Does anybody has any questions that you want me to take? Any confusion you're facing in life for which you need answers? I'll give you 2 minutes to think. I already have one hand. Yes, darling.
How to be assertive when you're not in a positive mood?
I am not in a positive mood. How to be assertive? Imagine I am late for my flight. How many of you reached the airport late? My God. So the normal thing is you have to reach there 45 minutes before the scheduled takeoff. And let's say you have reached about 25 minutes before the scheduled takeoff. People at the counter are pretty chilled out, they are relaxed, their job is over. The counting work has got completed inside the aircraft. And they are not obligated to listen to you or to cooperate with you. पर्सनली उनको कोई फायदा नहीं है तुमको एयरक्राफ्ट में घुसा के. You have a bad mood because maybe you got stuck in a traffic, or maybe your driver was not right, or maybe for some reason you got delayed at home. Something very important is waiting for you at the other side. You are in a very bad mood. And the hostess over there, her work is complete. Technically, she is absolutely right if she says, I care a damn about you and you are not going to get the boarding pass. You are in a very bad mood. What will you do? Will you request or will you beg? Huh? Chances are you will beg. I was having a very interesting conversation with somebody in Bangalore recently. And they asked me, what is persuasion? How to persuade people? Persuasion is not about convincing someone. Persuasion is about finding common grounds. You change somebody's mind, you change somebody's point of view when you begin from common grounds, not when you begin from your point of view. So this is a classic mistake which happens. We want the world to understand us. We want the world to understand our point of view. We want the world to understand our pain. We want the world to understand how right we are. The world is not bothered. Can you find common grounds? So I remember once when I was flying from Delhi to Pune, and I reached the airport about 25 minutes early, and they were having a good time on the counter. So I approached them and I told them, in your job, you must be meeting stupid people like me quite frequently, isn't it? On an average, every day, 40-50 people must be coming late and then fighting with you. And when you are fighting with them or they are screaming, you must be feeling these people are completely useless. Hai na? Well, today is one such experience for you. Now, I do have an important meeting in Pune, but I completely understand you are tired and you may not want to help me out. If you can, I will always be grateful and you will have a friend for life in Pune. If you can't, I will sit, buy some popcorn, have some cold coffee. Is there any chance in your power by which you can help me? Guess what? I got the boarding pass. And that girl ran with me. Chalo, 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 chalo. Because after that there is security clearance or all. Na? She gave me express security clearing. We got it. We persuade people when we find common ground. Now, imagine this is not the approach, then what would be a natural approach? Huh? Please जाने दो, please जाने दो, start crying. Or there are some aggressive people. इतना ट्रैफिक है, मैं क्या करूं? मैं तो टाइम पे निकला था, ट्रैफिक मेरे कंट्रोल में थोड़े ना है. Almost every time when I meet these people in the counter, I ask them one question. You must be getting a lot of shouting from people, na? And you can't shout back, na? And next 10 minutes they can keep on speaking. Sir. You find common grounds with people. It's a brilliant ability to find common grounds with people. Common ground makes people believe both are a single team. We are together. They are here, I am here. Why will they cooperate? And trust me, nobody in the world cares a damn about your bad mood. Nobody wants to know how much you are in pain. Because they have enough of their personal pain. What will they do by knowing your pain? You know, it's almost like एक इंसान बड़ा भूखा बैठा है. Somebody else goes and says, बहुत जोर से भूख लगी. And this इंसान will say, अच्छा, okay. नहीं यार, बहुत हालत खराब है, बहुत ज़्यादा भूख लगी. Now this person is doing their best to forget their hunger. Because वो पहले ही भूख से तकलीफ में. And then you keep reminding them, कितनी भूख लगी है, कितनी भूख लगी है, ये भूख लगी है. They feel like slapping you. कि क्यों आया तू इधर? हट, भाग यहाँ से. You know, sometimes when you are walking on the road and some dog comes and attempts to sniff you, what do you feel like doing to that dog? हटो, भागो यहाँ से. In case you are Joe, you start walking at double the speed. And this excites the dogs. They increase their speed to match her speed. Because the dog is thinking, oh, here is somebody playing with me. उसको तो मजा आ रहा है. And then for the next 200 meters, even if the dog is gone, every 30 seconds Joe will turn around and see, किधर है dog? किधर है dog? And from there the dog is watching. क्या मजा आ रहा है? No, she doesn't like it. She is scared. But the dog does not care. For the dog, मेरे को मजा चाहिए. You are the center of your universe, but you are not the center of others' universe. So all this bad mood, my pain in life, मेरे साथ गलत हो रहा है, trust me, nobody is interested. And honestly speaking, nobody should be interested. See, I have value in Vijay's life, Vijay has value in my life, if we can help each other and make each other's life better. If we are all the time thinking about taking from each other instead of giving to each other, value किधर है? So I've learned this quite early in my life. It's your responsibility to deal with your bad moods. It is not others' responsibility to deal with your bad moods. move into a zone of peace. That's what we discussed towards the end of the process. Whatever you want to do, move into the zone of peace. From there, move into the zone of possibilities. Then move into the zone of excitement. Then move into the zone of common grounds. And then do, say, discuss, talk, decide. You will get it right. So when your mood is wrong, it's your job to first make your mood right. Now you want to be assertive? Find common grounds. Some people do not like this exercise of finding common ground. For them it is, उसको समझना चाहिए. मैंने बोल दिया ना. It would work probably 200 years ago if you are a Britisher and others are Indians. It will even work 50 years ago in some families, in some situations. Today this does not work even with kids. Yesterday evening we were doing one mini counseling. A set of Joe's friends had come to office and their child wants to do DWT. And the mother was on a rampage with everything which is wrong with the child. I heard her for a little while, then I asked her, do you know your child is very scared? No, he is not scared. He is all the time shouting, I am scared. Where is he scared? Then I had to tell her, in the last 7-8 minutes, you have given me 7 clues about why your child is very scared. The child was telling the father that there is a watch which is available at 15 crores. Do you know there is a watch at 15 crores? The point is, who will watch that watch? I mean, what is the security required for a 15 crore watch? And the father is saying, क्या बकवास है? And father is saying, तुम्हारा दिमाग 15 crore के watch में क्यों जाता है? Maths में क्यों नहीं जाता है? And the child is saying, you have money, why don't you buy that 15 crore watch? Father is saying, what will I do? He says, gift it to me. If you don't know what to do with the 15 crore watch, first buy, then give it to me. Na? Why you have to take the headache? Suddenly the father is thinking, so much time I have been telling my child, I have been successful, I have this much money, that much money. सब गड़बड़ हो गया क्या? Said whenever a person starts defining themselves with the things that they own, it means somewhere they need a lot of validation from the world. I need a lot of validation when I believe I can do a lot, but I am not doing enough. Which means the child needs a little encouragement and not arguments. Now, so far the mother wanted to be very assertive when she wanted things in a particular way, and she's right. Child should do things like that. But this approach of being assertive in a manner which is dominating doesn't work. At least doesn't work with this child. So find common grounds. People with whom you have difference of opinion and who are important to you in life. Develop the ability to find common grounds. You can't bamboozle people into agreement nowadays. You can't be a bulldozer and say, मैंने बोल दिया बस. Doesn't work. Learn to find common grounds. छोड़ दो, जाने दो doesn't work. You have to find common grounds. So persuasion is not about convincing people. It is about finding common grounds. Anybody else? Do you have any question you wish me to answer? Okay. I had a very interesting friend who had come yesterday to meet me. We were friends in school together. So from LKG till 10th standard, we studied together. He was a very quiet boy. And there's another very quiet girl in the class whose name was Sarmishta. This guy's name is Priyanko. Came to know a few days back, both the silent symphonies got married to each other. Priyanko said something very interesting yesterday. Bengalis like analysis, concepts, discussions, big picture. In Bengali, you'll almost find people asking you, "Kya lagta hai tere ko?" And they will release one thought and have to debate. So he's asking me, একটু বলতো perfection মানে possible নাকি? হবে কি? What are your thoughts on perfection? Is perfection possible? Whenever somebody asks a question like this, I know there is a trap. They don't want my answers. They want to listen to what they have inside their head. Initially, I used to give answers as if something dependent on me. Initially, when somebody will ask me, what do you think about perfection? I'll move into, so this is my thought, I would get carried away. Have you ever got carried away by questions? Your child comes to you and says, I think I will do psychology. What do you think? And you start talking for half an hour on why psychology is right or wrong. तेरे को बुद्धू बना दिया. The child has already decided and analyzed what they want. They are finding common grounds. They don't know the concept yet, but that's what they are doing. So I didn't fall into that trap. Now that all my 3 children have grown up, I've learned a lot. Told him, what do you think? And then he spoke for about 25 minutes. But what he said was beautiful. He said, perfection creates unnecessary pressure. He says, people who want to be perfect, it's very difficult to see them happy. And if these people are also strong, they ensure everybody around them is unhappy. Because they want everything perfect. You go to the house of people who are perfectionists, you sit on their dining table, everything is so perfect. The mat ke upar plate ke upar fork, knife, then there are 2 spoons over here, 1 over here. I am a desi person. 1 spoon is more than enough for everything that is served to you. But for a perfectionist, it's not the case. There is 1 soup ka chammach. Then there is 1 dahi wala chammach. Then there is another chammach with which you are supposed to eat some other stuff. Then biryani you are not supposed to eat with chammach. You are supposed to eat with a fork from where the biryani keeps falling. I don't know what angle they hold it, but not a single grain of rice falls. But when I hold it, aa hi nahi raha hai. And by the time the fork reaches here, it's only steel in my mouth. And then you have some people who eat masala dosa with fork. How many of you know people who eat masala dosa with fork? Wow. Are you one of that person? If any one of you wants to see somebody eating masala dosa with fork, take Joe out for a South Indian restaurant meal. I saw the dog wala incident today morning. As Joe was coming, suddenly one dog came. And suddenly the flexibility of her body, her neck, everything was OMG kinds. Till then it was like सुबह सुबह थोड़ा आराम से चल रहे थे. Suddenly एकदम फुर्ती आ गई. मतलब from a 200-year-old elephant, suddenly she became a commando. You go and eat in a perfectionist's house, you are scared. Because you don't know what they expect them to do. And the fun is everybody else in their home know what is expected. And you are the only person who's still desi. So as you're eating, they look at you with horror. Oh my God, don't do this. What? Abhi tumko padegi. And that person who's a perfectionist cannot say anything to you, but they are going through a lot of tsunamis inside. So the presence of a perfectionist creates a lot of pressure and stress. Do you agree with me? And then he said something beautiful. He said, perfection is perception. What is perfect for you may not be perfect for me. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. There is no perception about it. It's a fact. Earth has one moon. There is no perception about it. It's a fact. But perfection is a perception. So we may not even agree on what is perfect. And then he said, maybe that's why even God did not want to be perfect. You look around the world and you might find reasons to complain. You look at your own life and you might want to complain. You look at the life of a loved one or a behavior of a loved one and you might want to complain. Things are not meant to be perfect. Something which is perfectly balanced, there is no movement there. There is no development there. There is no advancement there. There is no improvement there. Little imbalance, little not okay, little off tune. And you can add value, you can contribute, you have meaning, you have purpose, you can do something about it. So is this country perfect? No. Is the education system perfect? No. That is where we have an opportunity and a purpose of our life. If everything was beautiful and perfect, what will you and me do? Maybe that is why even God did not attempt perfection. And He created human beings and said, now go and find your role. What you think is not okay, find something which you want to make okay. That becomes the purpose of your life. Interesting, isn't it? So in our lives, let's stop searching for perfection. In people around us, let's stop searching for perfection. Perfection which creates stress. Let's analyze it. And now let's think about improvement. You think about improvement, you have a lot of positivity. You think about perfection, you are creating unnecessary stress on yourself. This is what my dear friend Priyanko had to discuss. If you ever get a chance to have an intellectual conversation with a Bengali, never let go of that opportunity. Or with me, I'm a Bengali by heart. Anybody, any questions? Harshad. ever told you I love your name? What a beautiful name.
Since we are fighting sometimes corporation as a discipline
Hmm.
to improve their
Hmm.
themselves,
Hmm. Hmm.
for ourselves.
Hmm.
What it means actually we want them to be perfect,
Hmm.
but it's and we are finding that capability in them.
Correct.
We are judging from that point of view.
Correct.
So is it that patience is the key?
Find common grounds. See the area where you want me to improve. What if I am not excited about improvement there? Let's say I see in Harshad the potential to have 100 people organization. What if that is not your interest right now? But if I keep on saying तेरे पास potential है तू कर, तेरे पास potential है तू कर, would it be exciting? Or would it be like, give me my space, let me decide my own pace? अरे वाह, ये तो poetry हो गया. Right now my priority is something else. I will think about it later on. Or you might also say, मेरे को इतना बड़ा झंझट नहीं चाहिए. इतने लोगों को संभालना, फिर इतना प्रोजेक्ट करना, फिर ऐसा वसूली करना, फिर लोगों के पीछे भागना. But I am saying, but you have the potential. You understand? Your outlook and my outlook, though it's both about you, is not the same. So we find common ground. तेरे को क्या करना है? तेरी क्या इच्छा है? Any area of life where you want my help? Anything about life you want to discuss? And if something about you is wrong, not good which can become perfect, but something which is wrong, there I might step in and begin with common grounds. Let's say, for example, you don't respect your parents. Let's say, for example, I come home and I find you very rude with your parents. Now, there I will not let go, saying, नहीं छोड़ो अभी इसकी interest नहीं है वो उसका. There it has to be sorted out. Because that is like a hole in the bucket. तो छेद है तो bucket का use ही नहीं है. So there I'll attempt to speak with you. Okay, tell me a few things which really irritates you about parents. एज हो गया उनका भी 70 के करीब, 75 के करीब. So is there something that they do or they don't do which really irritates you? I'll first understand your point of view. Find out your pain. And then attempt to show you another perspective. Find common grounds. So if you love someone, if they are doing something which is wrong, we need to interfere. In today's world, the interference will not work by you making a statement unless the relationship is so strong. In today's world, we have to move to common grounds. Your success rate with finding common ground will be, let's say, 70% plus. Your success rate with instructions will be, let's say, 20%. So take the common ground route. Okay, so I'll just read out something that I have written a few hours ago. I think it's deep. I also think it's very, very practical. So as I read it out to you, visualize your life along with what I am reading. Either you will have questions on that which I am reading, or till then you might find a question that you have about your life that you would like to ask me. It's very beautiful. Now and then, life throws us in agony. what is very important for us is either broken or taken away. And in this situation, either you feel intense pain or you feel intense fear. या तो तकलीफ होती है या डर लगता है. Let's say somebody swindles all the money away. Either you feel pain, that is hurt, कि यार मेरा पूरा पैसा ले लिया, or you feel fear, अब मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, मेरा क्या होगा. In some cases, we might feel both. We might feel pain, we might feel fear. Let's say somebody is working in a job and they've given their life and soul to that job 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, very loyal, stretched themselves, sacrificed many things of their life. And then one day the boss completely disrespects them. Or the boss says, please find some other work. Now that person might feel a lot of pain. यार इतने सालों का मेहनत और ऐसे मेरे को भी डिसरेस्पेक्ट कर दिया. और they might feel fear. यहाँ कम से कम स्टेबिलिटी थी, कहीं और जाऊंगा पता नहीं स्टेबिलिटी मिलेगी, कहीं ढंग का काम मिलेगा, 2 पैसे मिलेंगे, क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. So now and then, life throws you in a situation where you might feel pain or you might feel fear. And in some cases, you might feel both. How do you deal with it? If you are a devotee and if you have true devotion, then you will just trust life and you will go through it. If that devotion is not trust, and if that devotion is just ritual, then you will continue to feel pain and fear. Now, to me, devotion means like Mirabai, where even if hair is coming, if this be His will, so be it. To me, devotion is Jesus Christ, where even if He's being crucified, He's saying, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. Now, this is devotion. Otherwise, it's not devotion, it's only rituals. Like in Christianity, they will say, we have many Christmas Christians who become Christians during Christmas. Otherwise, full year, nothing. We have many Chaturmas Jains, na? 4 months, ekdam proper. Now there, the devotion is not making them strong or giving them strength. They are doing it because it's a part of their process of life. So every now and then, life will challenge you. Life will throw something in your path which will give you either pain or it will give you fear. How do you deal with this? How many of you think this is relevant to your life? For most of you? Okay, fair enough. Those of you who haven't experienced the intensity of these two emotions, anyway, listen to me with an open mind. Chances are it will be required by you sooner or later. Though I pray it doesn't be required, but keep it with you. Pain always comes in waves. You know, when you go to a seashore, the waves just don't stop coming. They keep coming, they keep coming, they keep coming, they keep coming. Sometimes the waves become a little smaller and sometimes it becomes a little bigger, but it keeps coming and hammering you. Similarly, sometimes when you go through something in life, this pain and this fear keeps coming like in waves. It doesn't seem to end only, it seems to be endless, it seems to be ongoing. And that pain and that fear then becomes a big irritation for you. And you feel like screaming, shouting, beating, fighting. But how do we deal with this? Pain will always come in waves. Waves that make you feel that you are drowning. Waves that makes us feel we cannot escape it. Somebody else looks at you and says, "Chodna, jaan dena." But you don't know how to escape it. And the beauty of life is, then there is always a small break. In that break, you see a ray of sunshine. You see an innocent child's smile. You might giggle a little on something that you saw or experienced. And then the waves come back. Just when you thought maybe it is getting over, it comes and hits you again. When it comes back again, you feel intense sorrow. You feel uncontrollable tears. You feel like holding somebody or that person and shaking them badly. You feel like you are at the mercy of sorrow. You feel and believe life is getting sucked out of you. You might sit in a garden and you might feel there is no air, there is no oxygen. Everything seems meaningless. Love, affection, things, goods, property, name, friends, everything seems absolutely useless. And a part of you fights. It wants to say, no, I am okay. It wants to say, no, I don't want to go back there and I don't want to think about it. It wants to say, I'm strong, see, I'm smiling. But you will not be able to control it. You will give up. And you will feel bad about giving up. And again, you will see that ray of sunshine. What it means is, it hits you. And it's not totally dark. In the darkness of the night skies, you see one star sparkle. Or in the pitch darkness of the night, you see thunder for 1 second. And in that 1 second, everything seems bright. You can see everything. And then there is pitch darkness again. There are times in our life when we go through something as intense as this. The more positive a person you are in life, the deeper is the intensity of these things. But what I want to say is, let this experience not scare you. Let this experience not tell you you are weak. Let this experience not tell you you are not good enough and you can't be positive. I am saying, when this experience happens, you cannot do anything but ride it out. You can't stop it. You can't control it. But there's something that you can do. Every time you see that ray of sunshine, you just need to hold on to it and make that a little longer. So you see the child, you see a child smiling and you love a child. For that 1 second you thought, wow. And then you said, छोड़ो जाने दो. I'm saying, let that wow instead of 1 second become 10 seconds. एक बार बच्चे का पप्पी ले ले. एक बार बच्चे को गोद में ले ले. एक बार बच्चे का थोड़ा बाल सहला ले. एक बार उसको थोड़ा गाल सहला ले. Just extend that microsecond into a few seconds. So what to do in this? Do whatever gives you peace and joy. So here are a few options. Water your plants. Smile, laugh. Do something useful for someone. Do something useful for yourself. Hug. Get your mind to move forward. Sketch, draw, plan. If nothing else, clean your drawers. Cleaning the drawers is a therapeutic work. After cleaning drawers, you always feel good. है ना? Whenever you are in trouble, go and clean your drawers. Don't clean somebody else's drawers.
Because they're a mess otherwise.
Huh. Because my son always complains. Till now I knew what was there in my room. Now that mama has cleaned the room, I have no idea what is there. In their mess, they have clarity. In your clarity, they are in a mess. As a mother, I have the right to do that once in a year. Common ground, common ground. Throw out some papers. We have this habit of accumulating useless papers. कभी तो भी काम आएगा. अरे इस जन्म में नहीं काम आने वाला है. क्या मालूम? So throw out some papers. Tear those papers and throw it in the dustbin. Give away some clothes. That's another therapeutic exercise. Give away some clothes. All of us have too many clothes. Too many. What, bacha? है ना? I'll also tell you where to give it away. Send it to R Cube. Read some book. Fiction. You don't have to read self-help books. Read fiction. Read J.K. Rowling. Read Harry Potter. Read Lord of the Rings. Don't read Munshi Premchand. They are really sad. Read Mahadevi Verma if you want. एकदम क्रांतिकारी मस्त एकदम पावर पैक्ड. Look at old pictures. Well, how many of us can look at old pictures and not smile? Do you have old albums? And suddenly those pictures brings back some memories, na? And of course, some people always compare their present and their past. मैं कितना दुबला था. And some of us look and say, अरे लोगों को दिखाओ मेरे पास बाल थे. 15 साल का पिक्चर है, देखो देखो मेरे पास बाल है. What joy old pictures can give. So look at old pictures. Read the letters which somebody has sent to you. Do you collect those letters? Do you keep it? Now and then you should read the letters which somebody has sent to you. Write a letter to someone you love. Even if you are going through a very bad phase, when you write a letter to somebody you love, You will not vomit your pain in that letter. You will write something nice. You might say, बेटा तू खुश रहना, तेरे को लोग अच्छे मिले, भगवान की कृपा तेरे ऊपर हो. Something nice only will come. You will not write, तू मेरी औलाद है, तेरा क्या हो सकता है. You will not write something like this. So write a letter to someone you love. Give yourself some time to heal. एक फोड़ा हो गया ना अगर जोर से, तो वक्त लगता है उसको ठीक होने में. सुबह फोड़ा हुआ शाम को ठीक नहीं होगा. Give yourself some time for the wound to heal. It's okay. You don't have to hurry. But रोज उसको खोतर मत. Some of us have this bad habit ना. किसी मच्छर ने अगर काट लिया, उसके ऊपर वो ब्राउन पपड़ी आता है ना, then people have a habit of taking that papdi away. Okay, sorry. Trupti is suddenly going through shivers, my God. Okay, it was a very unhygienic point. Calm down. Write a letter to a friend expressing your anguish, which is absolutely okay. Or catch hold of somebody and say, I just want to talk about the pain I am going through. मेरे को दिल हल्का करना, बोलने दो मेरे को. You don't have to be Superman. Now and then, if you just want to speak about what is not okay in your life, you deserve it. It's okay. Nobody is going to judge you. And for heaven's sake, don't tell people, oh, life lesson में क्या सिखाया? Don't do that. When somebody is going through pain, sometimes they just need to speak it out. They're not always looking at guidance. They're only looking at unburdening themselves. Speak with someone on how you plan to pick up the pieces of your life. Tell someone, Purushottam, I'm going through a lot of trouble, but these are my plans for the future. As you hear yourself, as you listen to yourself, things will start falling into place. And the focus might shift from what has happened to what you want to make happen. So speak to somebody about your future plans. Cry. It's absolutely okay to cry. And finally, kiss someone's soul. Make someone feel special. The waves will still come. Even after all this, it will not become zero. But the thing about waves is, you go 500 meters into the ocean, now the waves are not there. Now there is depth. But to reach there, you go through the pain. And as you go through, every wave wants to imbalance you. But you look at, okay, 500 down there, there are no waves over there. There is tremendous stability of waters. Has anybody experienced this? Has anyone gone on a boat where you went beyond the waves and then you see the water is absolutely nice and quiet and peaceful, and then you are, अरे यार यहाँ तो ठीक है, वहाँ waves कैसे बन जाते हैं? But you go through that. So what I am saying is, the waves will not end. The intensity will come down. Suddenly after 6 months, one day you will become cranky again. It's okay. After 5 years, you won't be cranky. So give that time to heal. The waves will keep coming back. But next time when the wave comes, you know you have dealt with it. You know it's temporary. And you know you will overcome it even this time. This time your focus is on balance, your focus is no more on the pain. And that shows you have evolved. Create some moments of smile. A perfect song for this discussion. Isn't it the perfect song for this discussion? How did you manage it? मतलब God is great. और किसी का बजा ही नहीं, और कोई गाना ही नहीं बजा, यही बजा है ना. तुम उतना क्यों मुस्कुरा रहे हो? Wow. Tell that person to call again. Smile to handle your pain. A bit at a time, you will bounce back. So it's okay to feel the intensity of pain, but you have the power to go through it. Don't hurry. Create these micro moments of sunshine, and you will go through it. Does it make sense to you? Maybe I'll have this as the Tuesday life lesson, life school message. If I write something else, then those of you who want it, wait till Wednesday. If you don't get it as LSM, which will ensure you read the LSM, then ask me on Wednesday and I'll send you this which I've written to you. You can always add, edit the way you want, and then keep it somewhere where if you ever need it, you should be able to read it. If you ever need it, you should be able to read it. कमाल हो गया आज तो. Questions? Have it.
So when there are certain situations that happen which kind of hit me and it creates, so all this logic I have that time in my mind, I have to get out of it, snap out of it, give myself some time. But I think those initial few minutes or probably a couple of hours when I'm dealing with it, there seems to be a madness that takes over, where the feeling is I care a damn about everything, and so in spite of my sanity, I seem to go through those few hours of absolute insanity where something comes in front of me, I might become the most violent person, which is absolutely opposite. So one, I understand I need to give time to myself, but I also realize that in those moments, there are some perception changes that happen which last for a long time, which I don't want them to happen. So I don't want to keep on thinking about, say, one particular person, ये मुझे ऐसे treat करने वाले, that's why I'm not going to care about them. So I don't want that shift to happen in that moment of madness. So how do I take care of that? Because sometimes I feel I have too much hate generating inside, which I don't want to experience.
Do you read LSMs? 2 weeks back, we had written exactly on this. There are 2 factors which comes in play in any incident. The role others play and the role I play. When the context of your life is the behavior of others, then this madness will come and go, stay, change perceptions, impact you. Maybe even make you weaker, stiffer, more distanced. I'm allowing the behavior of other people to define how I am going to react to life. The other is, I decide the anchors of my life. My anchor of life is peace. My anchor of life is contribution. My anchor of life is gratitude. I also understand people live life through their perceptions of their right, wrong, and people from whom I am expecting fairness may not be fair. Now let's think about it again from another perspective. Do you know Aurangzeb threw his father in jail? Why? Aurangzeb told his father, Shah Jahan, who built Taj Mahal, you are the king and you are supposed to use the money that we collect for the welfare of people. The money that you have collected cannot be spent like a lunatic on building a monument in the memory of your wife who is not alive anymore. This money can be used to create irrigation canals. This money can be used in creating what they used to call as sarais, rest houses. This money can be used to help farmers in agriculture. Why are you building a house in the name of a wife who is dead? Because you loved her means you will take public money and spend it on this. So it's a written document where Aurangzeb writes, I am putting my father behind bars because he's gone mad. Now, if you understand his thinking, you understand why he did what he did. You don't have to agree, but you need to understand. Mark my words. You don't have to agree with people, but you need to understand people. I don't agree is different. Like she said, I agree. I agree and not agree is different. But I don't want to understand is dangerous. It's like you want to drive a car, but you say, I don't want to understand where the brake is. You may not use it, but you need to understand it. Now, history will not write about the cause why Aurangzeb jailed his father. They only write about the cruelty of Aurangzeb, where he did not even take care of his father. All of us would know only that part of history कि औरंगजेब ने अपने बाप को जेल में डाल दिया. But his anger was born out of misuse of public money and not a desire for throne per se. From Shah Jahan's perspective, what Aurangzeb did is wrong. From Aurangzeb's perspective, what Aurangzeb did is right. I realized long time back in life that right and wrong is not important. Because everybody has their own set of right and wrong. For me, it can be right to wear a white and white kurta pajama. And for somebody, it can be बारिश के मौसम में white and white मत पहनो, गंदा हो जाएगा. Now, who's more right and who's more wrong? If I understand why somebody is saying mat pehno, I don't have to agree, but I have to understand. When I understand, I deal with it based on my anchors. Peace, contribution, gratitude. I will never misbehave. When I don't understand, then madness strikes. मैं अपनी इच्छा से नहीं पहन सकता हूं क्या? यही पहनूंगा, आज से सिर्फ व्हाइट ही पहनूंगा, सब कलर निकाल दो, ओनली व्हाइट एंड व्हाइट नाउ. Madness will strike. So, two simple things. How much are you able to understand the other's decision making process? You will find it that much easier to handle the situations. उनका डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस ही समझ में नहीं आया ना, then madness will never go down. Mount Everest will become taller every year then. Understand their decision making process. And two, anchor yourself on your core. What's the good about you? What gives you progress? What gives you strength? What do you want to do with your life? So let's say you want to build a fraternity. Now when you build a fraternity, now and then there will be some ups and downs. There may be a decision you take which doesn't go well with the fraternity. You depended on someone, they didn't work as per their commitment. Bound to happen. But if I let that rankle me, आज से fraternity ज नहीं चाहिए, then madness will strike. Or it is understanding their process. What is my anchor? Peace, contribution, gratitude. Then I handle it. That pain and wave will happen. In that I don't do anything mad. I just give it time for it to settle down. But I stay anchored on my core in life. You will find some people able to be consistent in who they are, irrespective of what happens to them in life. I guess that's why Mahatma Gandhi is Mahatma Gandhi. He's beaten up, he's put inside jail, unreasonable things are happening. His core remains non-violence. And that's why the world worships him today. That's why Einstein said, no? In times to come, people won't be able to believe that a man, flesh and blood, like Gandhi, walked on this planet called Earth. His core does not get shaken up based on how the Britishers treat him. He says, I understand what you're doing. You want to dominate, you want to take money away, you want to do good to your country. But I want to do good to my country. So he never spake wrong things about the Britishers. Because his core and his anchoring onto his core was very clear. So whenever you find somebody has a consistency of life, happy means more or less they're happy. Contributing means more or less they're contributing. Darya Dil means more of the time they're doing Darya Dil. Helping nature, you find them helping. Even if when they help someone, they got abused, they remember their core. My core is contribution. And they continue that. Because that to them defines them. So what you're saying is a very common thing which happens. I change my character based on how the world is treating me. Let me share a story with you which all of you would know, but in the context it's perfect. A saint is walking and he sees a scorpion struggling in water about to drown and die. The saint takes that scorpion out from water, and as the saint takes it out, the scorpion bites the saint. As it bites, the saint does like this. The scorpion immediately falls back into water and it starts drowning again. The saint takes a stick. With the past experience, it understands the scorpion will bite. takes the stick and saves the scorpion. The assistant to the saint looks at him and says, "Yeah, you saved that scorpion, but the scorpion just bit you. Why do you want to save that fellow again?" And the saint says, "The nature of the scorpion is to bite. My nature is to save. Let the scorpion do its work. Let me do my work." In the second episode, I will still save the scorpion, but I will see if I can prevent myself from getting bitten. But because the scorpion bit me does not mean I will change my nature. Let there be nothing in life, nothing negative, nothing powerful in life, which changes the good nature that you have. That is the essence of you and me. जिसको गलत करना है करे, अपने को सही करना अच्छा लगता है अपन करेंगे, अगले बार अपने आप को थोड़ा बचाएंगे लेकिन सही करेंगे, उसमें पीछे नहीं रहेंगे. हाँ बेटा. So understand, you need not agree, but always make an attempt to understand. When you understand, you will know how to deal with it properly. And two, let the good, positive, strong course of your life be powerful enough where nothing is able to malign it or dent it. They will be able to dust it. मतलब ऊपर एक layer तो आ जाएगा dust का. And that is what this emotions is all about, which we are talking about. जब आएगा, be quiet, stay composed, get your balance back, and continue the goodness of your life. Because you will enjoy yourself when you are at your core. You will never enjoy yourself when you are vindictive. So what is the point in somebody's mistake making us suffer for the rest of our life? So keep your core. Let's summarize what we have learned and discussed in today's life lesson. I think it was a very beautiful, very profound life lesson. Some really nice discussions, and everything seemed to have just gotten woven together into one fabric. Right from the process that we did, to the questions which came, to my friend, to what I wrote, everything seems to have become one fabric. Bharti?
Since I'm into visual art, there are times when we really looking for perfection of our, when we reflect on our work. I think that I will erase it, because only the perception, my perception change, my colleague's perception change, my coordinator's perception changes. So perfection is just a perception is what I understand.
And keep improving. Yeah.
The second thing is, whenever I find myself vulnerable, and there are times when I need to cry it out instead of speaking negative about the incident or the situation, I think it's better to put the washroom and cry it off rather than speaking back. It only will help me improve myself and understand from a different perspective and just go ahead and keep moving. That will help a lot.
Yeah. In fact, you don't have to go to the washroom and cry. Because there is nothing shameful about it. And we don't have to pretend. Cry in the drawing room. सबको बुलाओ, बैठो. मेरा रोने का बहुत मन कर रहा है और कोई मुझे रोकना मत. And cry. In fact, you will find it can become a very beautiful thing. It will also enable the children when they are going something to just come and cry. Otherwise, everybody will go to the bedroom or the bathroom and cry. Khulle mein, ekdam bindas. And I'm speaking about with people where you are very safe. Don't cry with anybody and everybody. Don't call somebody and say, 10 minutes hai kya? Cry with people with whom you are very safe. Cry with people who are not going to talk about it to anybody on this planet. Absolutely okay. Shipra, you saying something?
Find more.
Find common ground. It's not about being a bulldozer. It's about finding common grounds. You found one somebody? Always remember this. People whose cooperation you need will not cooperate with you when you are negative in your approach. Help them to cooperate with you. Help them to cooperate with you. It works. Subhash, you're saying something?
There is no end to learning.
Absolutely.
Perfect feeling that I am perfect is not a right.
Absolutely. So you know that, no? Socrates was sentenced to death and he had to drink poison and he had to die. And when he was asked that koi aakhri khwahish, he said, can I get those 3 books from the library? I want to die a less stupid man. His antim khwahish was not to meet his family, etc., etc. It was to learn something more before he dies. And I'm speaking about the night before death. So a person called Socrates, whose wisdom is known in the whole world, who's supposed to be the wisest man alive on this planet, he believes that he is still very stupid. So I think one of the signs of wisdom is when somebody says, I am actually stupid, I don't know enough. So the contra also must be true. One of the signs of stupidity can be, I know everything. So how many of you are there who know everything? आज कौन हाथ उठाएगा? हाँ जी.
I am the center of my universe, not other people. So they will not be interested in the challenges I am doing. That I can do is find common ground.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's such an extraordinary thing, finding common grounds. Extraordinary thing.
I need to understand people, even though I don't agree with them. My decisions of life should be based on my anchors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These two are very crucial points. Understand people. You don't have to agree. But understand their thinking process. Understand their decision-making filters. Understand why they behave the way they behave. The moment you start understanding them, you find a lot of these volcanoes inside your heart will start becoming dormant volcanoes from live volcanoes. And then anchor your life onto your anchors. You decide what will be your anchors. For me, it is peace, contribution, gratitude.
There are always going to be situations in life which are like waves of the ocean. But there is always a ray of hope and sunshine. As long as I can keep the sunshine, I can keep the sunshine. It will always give me a brighter side of the
Absolutely. Because you know that small sunshine is enough to defeat the entire darkness. You don't need to compete the size of your agony with size of your celebration. बोलते ना कि बहुत बड़ा बिलीफ है ना, उसमें छोटा सा भी डाउट आ गया ना तो वो बिलीफ चकना शुरू हो जाता है. The biggest of the ships sink because of the smallest of the holes. I don't need the size of the ship to be the size of the hole. उसका 1% भी होल हुआ ना तो भी शिप डूब जाता है. Similarly, when I'm going through something intensely negative in life, to drown that negativity, one small hole of ray of sunshine is also enough. So when you see that sunshine, don't look the other way. नहीं मुझे ये देखना ही नहीं है. फिर थोड़ा गड़बड़ वाला मामला हो जाएगा. Then your pain will be longer. It's always good to look at that and understand. Yeah, it's very dark, but थोड़ा तो sunshine है. And with that, Give yourself some time and come out of it. See, even pain needs some time to heal, just like any wound. So give it the required time. Mukul?
And life throws challenges at ways, as you said. I will make sure that I go through it with conviction and trust you about me. But if there are any times when I do get the conviction, I will give myself time to I'm not hurrying.
Absolutely. How many of you heard about this guy called Stephen Hawking? Most of you have. Have you read his book called A Brief History of Time? Yeah? Oh, beautiful. I love the title and I bought the book for the title. First of all, just look at the beauty of words. Brief history. History is quite large, right? But he says brief history of time. I mean, how do you write a history of time? What a brilliant title. A Brief History of Time. So if any one of you is a lover of words and communication like me, you should buy that book only for the sake of the cover. And then of course it's Stephen Hawking who writes it, one of the most brilliant minds alive. Somebody who's the picture of fortitude, positivity. He can't even speak. He can't lie down on the bed. He can't stand ever. His whole body is twisted. And yet he gave the world string theory, attempting to dispel what Einstein has proved, saying, no, there is something else which governs the entire existence. Extraordinary guy, Stephen Hawking. Now, in this book, A Brief History of Time, he writes a paragraph. Now, my laptop is not there with me, where I have written that paragraph properly. So let me tell you what is the gist of that paragraph. It says, whenever you are going through a very tough phase of life, and I think only a man like Stephen Hawking can write this, because he himself has gone through probably 10,000 times tougher times than any one of us will ever go through. And when that guy writes about be positive, oh, you better listen to him. So he writes over there that whenever you want to cry a little about your life, just think, our sun is one of the smallest stars is a part of a very small solar system, where in the Milky Way, the galaxy to which we belong called the Milky Way, there are about 1 million such stars and millions of solar systems. And our galaxy, the Milky Way, is on the outer edge of the universe. And like our galaxy, there are millions of galaxies in existence. There are suns. The star that we have is called the sun. There are suns which are about 10,000 times bigger than our sun. Now understand your significance in existence. पर इतना क्या बड़ा बात करता है मेरे साथ, मतलब तू है क्या? Look at the enormity of existence. And in this enormity of existence, you think the whole existence should work for you. Why should it? You have to create your space in existence. You have to find your relevance in existence. And that is what life is all about. Nobody owes you anything. You owe everything to life. Those of you who want, I will share this paragraph with you. So this is not exactly what was written over there. I have added my masala to it. But if you want, I'll just share this paragraph, which I read quite frequently to make us understand. Baba, jitna karna hai kar le, it will still be insignificant. But do it now because you enjoy it. Don't do it now so that you become the center of this universe. Our Milky Way is in the edge of the universe. Center of the universe किधर आएगा? कभी आ ही नहीं सकता. So do it because you enjoy doing it. Your core. Peace, contribution, gratitude. Bas. Kundali?
Perfection is a perception.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's such a liberating thought. If somebody says you're not perfect, tell them you're right. You're absolutely right. And you will also not be able to tell others, be perfect. From today onward, you will tell people, be that fact part will not even come because you know it's a perception. Your people will be relaxed. Thank you so much for coming for today's life lesson. I really enjoyed taking it. Thank you so much and love you all.